But back in the 1800s, most of the history stories you've probably heard will say that back in the 1800s, this was a slaughterhouse. Who's heard that? Everybody's heard that it was a slaughterhouse. There was no slaughterhouse here. There was one, probably a quarter mile down the road, there was a slaughterhouse, but what sat right here was a distillery. It was called the Old 76 Distillery. It opened in 1876, and they are the ones who actually had, it was a steam pipe that went out to the Licking River, which is right behind us, and they used that to pull water up from the river to make whiskey. That was the origin of the tunnel, the well, the portal to hell, whatever you want to call it, that's in the basement. That's the true origin of that. That was dug by the distillery. I found an old fire insurance map that shows kind of like blueprints of the entire distillery, and it clearly shows that pipe going out to the river. So that's the true origin of that right there. It was never a slaughterhouse, never drained blood and guts down through it. All it did was pull water. But of course on TV, it's they have to be sensational, so they have to tell you, ooh, blood and guts. But that kind of overlaps with the Pearl Bryan story. Who doesn't know about Pearl? Few? Okay. Real quick, in 1896, Pearl Bryan was murdered. She was a young lady from Indiana. She was pregnant. Her boyfriend, Scott Jackson, why'd you look back there?
Oh, she is.
Okay. Her boyfriend, Scott Jackson, went to dental school. By the way, that's a good thing. If anybody sees anything, say something, because, shadows, that's probably the most common thing we have here, are shadow figures. I couldn't tell you a spot in this building where I haven't seen one. And a lot of times when I'm here, like telling a story like this, like up there on the stage, there's the door.